Oh boy, we are back. Yeah, I know I spent time away. I had a lot going on. Okay, so I was out for a few days and then I wasn't feeling that great. And then my internet today was being faulty. Well, it's more like the electricity in general. So yeah, everything's fine now and I'm back to the grind. Anyway, this is a 2-part video. Before anyone gets the wrong idea, no, I will not be saying, follow me for part 2. This video is literally parts 1 and 2. Part 1 is going to be talking about friendships and part 2 is talking about family and close people. So let me just do a rough, quick reminder. Okay, also, this hair, I have noticed it for a while. This hair, I've noticed it for a while, but it's so Suzu coded. Oh my goodness. Like, yes. I've had it for a while, but still, just the bangs, but it's okay. And it's a braid as well instead of a regular bun, but who cares? Anyway, I just decided let's do something Suzu coded today. She is a princess as well in her OC lore, so that's fun. Okie dokie wokie schmoky. So, this is a deep topic for me because I was supposed to do this as one of the vulnerable videos. I mean, it is, but sorry, I've just been lazy to edit. That's just downright what it is. But, genuinely speaking, right? I have a lot to say about this topic. And when I first decided to do it, I wasn't feeling great, but I just never got the chance to be able to make the video. Whatever. Anyway. I've recently been feeling like I'm distant to certain individuals. So I want to explain something, okay? I do have friends who care and I do have people who care about me. But recently there are some people who are friends, but they just don't reach out and they don't really acknowledge me as much. Now, before anyone tells me the cliche stuff to try to get me to change my mind, listen, yeah. Life goes on. We know that we have transitions. We have moments where we feel low. We have moments where, you know, just things just happen. School's over. Classes are over. We go to new places, new people, etc. But I think people have forgotten what it means to be a friend to someone. So let me explain, right? Being friends with people is not the issue itself. And I'm not saying you are confined to being friends with me. Hell no, I'm not trying to do that. But one thing I do want to say quite bluntly is that people forget that you already have a connection with someone. So let's say someone just doesn't speak to you for a while and all of a sudden they just message, oh, we should all hang out sometime. Yeah, no. So I want to say this with all due respect because I believe some of my friends do watch me, which is embarrassing. And this doesn't apply to every single one of them. Once again, I have people who care about me. I don't want to be someone who's ungrateful and forget the truth. But lately I have noticed a huge gap between me and some friends. And this can be me as well, of course. Life goes on, we move on, but I just sometimes never realize, like, you know, when you are just constantly chasing after goals, doing something in your own life, and this happens with both sides. You just forget about each other. Oh yeah, we used to be friends, we used to connect, we used to do all these things. And it's just made me realize, wait, so many people ask me how I am, and I'm so grateful for that. But then I remember, where are the people who are expected to ask me if I'm okay? The people who are expected, these are friends. That's the thing. Sometimes I ask them and conversations become as dry as the Sahara Desert. Please, I'm not trying to add humor. If I add humor into my videos, please stop. I don't want to. I'll probably make the worst possible jokes ever. But anyway, it is so dry and so boring and I'm not going to reward that. So to some of my friends who are watching this, if you guys know you are amongst the group mentioned, oh my god, please not these earrings, anything but these earrings. Please know it's not from a place of spite, but it's also a what are you doing kind of thing. Okay, I get it. Sometimes I don't hang out, I don't chill, but like, please don't be boring. And I myself only give the energy that others give me. I want to be so blunt and honest about one thing, y'all. You guys, yo, sorry. Is I'm not the best when it comes to first conversations or reaching out. Usually when someone else does, I'm just better that way. Before anyone gets me, that's the issue. Look, I do reach out sometimes, but I'm not good with reconciliation based stuff. I'm not good with, like if you haven't spoken to someone in a while and then suddenly you just get spammed with, oh, hey, we should all meet. It's been so long. I'm literally in your contacts. I'm literally within your messages. I'm in the same group as you. And it just feels so like for the sake of it. So I'm like, nah. Before anyone tells me, oh, give it a chance, you never know, I have. And it's the same old. I've been to a few places with some people I reconnected with. I just don't feel like they're friends as much. And I want to say this in the most honest way possible. I myself cannot really chill with people like that as much. Like, yeah, I'm civil. I am. But I don't want to, like, what's the word? I'm only giving back what you have been giving me. I can't even speak today. And I think this is one of the things that we have guilt over, because I've spoken to some of my viewers, and the second part of this video is actually inspired by one of my viewer suggestions, which is the family-based stuff and the roots and blah blah. Messy video, I know. But it's understanding that if you are a friend of mine, bluntly, you can't just sit still and just send me memes and call that a day. Okay, I really deeply treasure connections. As someone, oh yeah, freaking trigger warning. Sorry, I can't forget. Okay, I just start yapping. But anyway, I've had moments where I genuinely struggled with connecting with people. So I treasured it once I actually got it. So do you think I'm just going to keep the dry energy? No. Yeah, I can't act that excited to see someone, and I can't be someone who's like, oh, hey, I don't want to speak to you. That's rude. Don't do that. But you'll probably feel it with my vibes, or you'll just feel that I just don't talk to people as much. That's one of the things I do, and I do it really early on. So anyone who's watching this and you've reached out to me and you're wondering, where is she gone? Besides me traveling, I've mentioned otherwise, please just know, if we have nothing, we have nothing. Okay, you can't just send me memes. You can't just say hi, how are you, and then just somehow be upset that I don't reach out again. Bro, do more. And yes, I have tried to expand conversations, and it does not go well. So this is like me taking accountability as well. I'm not playing a victim here, but to people who are supposed to be my friends, I really wish you guys did reach out. And sometimes it's crazy how close you can be once upon a time, and then once transitions are over, then people move on. Yeah, I get it. I'm not saying you have to stay confined to me. We meet new people. Distance is normal, but I just think that at least if you're going to ask to chill with someone in person, why don't you message them more often? Why don't you speak to them more often? I'm not saying you're going to be pinned to me and ask me if I'm okay 24/7, but at least ask that. And don't ask me if I'm free to see me in person if you don't even inquire the basics about how I'm doing. And if I do ask you how you're doing, don't send me a freaking reel in between. Or just say, I'm good, and that's it. I try to expand conversations, but it just doesn't go that well. And worst case scenario, I get sent a reel. I would rather be left unread than be sent one more reel. I swear, people cannot communicate with reels. That's not communicating. That's just evasive. That's like trying to tell me I can't communicate. I'm going to let this person in the reel explain. No thanks. I don't want that. I don't, want that energy. And yeah, so I'm making this sound so much more humorous than it is. I don't know, I'm just weird like that. But it sucks. It's lonely, it's painful. Like, what are you guys doing? What am I doing? But I just wanted to talk about this because I know some people have talked to me about this, and we've kind of had a two-way convo, which is amazing. But that's the thing, it's just so sad because we just became strangers, and I didn't even properly deep it, to be honest. Like, of course we go on with our own lives and stuff, but then I realized, when did it all become so distant? When did this person start being around that person instead of me? Or when did when did things change? Especially when you were so close. Now, I'm all open to people meeting new people. I meet new people all the time. And it's part of life. And you're not confined, like I said. It's not a contract where you're like, oh, hey, I'm stuck with... No. I am fine with people chilling with others, and I chill with others too. But I just feel like if you call yourself my friend, you should definitely do something more than just a civil stranger. And I've mentioned this before in my videos, but it's been getting to me a lot. And it's something that just needs to be said for what it is. It's ironic because I was going to make this video when I was feeling down. Like maybe my emotions would have been much more felt, but I don't think I would have been able to have added humor or try to sound a bit like not necessarily joyous about it, no, but sounding like I'm actually saying, actually no, I don't, but I don't know, I just sound, I'm weird. I'm trying not to make this hilarious, but I'm making it sound hilarious, pardon me. And about animated story times, yes, I've even had questions about that. Okay, guilty me. I don't know if I'm gonna keep going, guys. That thing takes so long to do. I can't even speak. No! So yeah. I'm trying my best. Up. I want to jump on this thing. I'm committed. Damn flower dress of what, dude? Okay, whatever. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, I'm trying so hard to make ends meet. Like legit. Ha! I ain't doing that same mistake again. But yeah, I am trying so hard to keep myself grounded with this topic because I think it does me more harm than good. So I'm just like, yeah, let's just bring in the optimist energy. But at the same time, I'm still being real with what I'm saying. I'll prove it. Eye contact. Close up. Hi. But yeah, it's a very painful topic to discuss. And I'm trying to be as okay as I can. But at the same time, these people are not the only fish in the sea. So yeah, to any of my friends who are watching this, and you kind of know what I'm on about, I just want to say that, guys, hi. First of all, I do not dislike anyone, and I'm not trying to say anything out of spite, but I would appreciate if we actually chilled more often. You know, instead of you just sending me reels all the time when I want to, no offense, actually kind of offense, mention something serious. And yeah, that's something which I feel is important to discuss as well. And please know, it is not just you, it is me as well. If I'm bored, my energy will show that I'm bored. If you're bored, then I guess you will also show the same energy. So it's a two-way thing, and that's the mature realization. That's right, SuzuTales is mature, at least she tries to be. Why did I say SuzuTales instead of Suzu or whatever? But yeah, that's crazy stuff right there. Whee! It's a weird video, but who cares? It's not as disorganized as some other ones I can think of, but it's just, if you're a friend of mine, you need to show me you're not just some person on the streets who's just giving me a helping hand. You're a friend, for crying out loud. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, how are you? Yeah, okay, real, yeah. How are real you do it? And now stop it. Don't even. I'm sick and tired of those reels. I'm gonna start blocking people with reels. I swear, it's just annoying. Before anyone also tells me, I do send reels to people. They're fun, but I don't use it as my main form of conversation. That's not funny. And yeah. So yeah, and it's so awkward as well. Like, I can't just chill with someone after so long and then just tell them about my problems. Yeah, that's so awkward, and no one talks about how uncomfortable that is. Like, I just chilled with you after so long. I can't just be trauma dumping on you. Alright, here you go. This is what I've been dealing with. Yeah, that's basically how I feel. It's tough, but what can you do? Alright, on to the second part of this video. I might have some overlaps because, knowing me, I'm always speaking my mind. There's no scripts. There are literally no scripts when I record. That's why I sound really crazy and disorganized. The second part of this video is about family and is about people close to you. So guardians, your environment, etc. Because I don't want to speak on behalf of anyone's family. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, this person's just bad. Because look, at the end of the day, if we think about some things, those are your siblings, those are your parents, those are your aunties and uncles, whatever it is, right? And I'm not here to insult anyone regarding that. Like that's not what I do. I don't chill with that kind of stuff. So yeah. And how is this related is, how are we supposed to chill with people who make us feel very low? The reason why I decided to add it into this video and not a specific or personal or separate video is because it kind of relates to the idea of a stranger. How did we become so distant? So one of my followers mentioned something so vulnerable with me, but they said it's okay to share. In fact, they encouraged a video and they basically insinuated that there were some people who are really close to them. They didn't specify who, but they mentioned environment slash family. So I don't know what that means, but I'm here for the privacy. They mentioned that they don't know what happened. Suddenly they were so close. Now it's like they don't recognize each other. And I was thinking, whoa, that's a lot of information. But let's just get to it, I guess. So I'm not a counselor and I don't even know like how to even handle these kind of things. But one thing I can say is that with becoming a stranger to even your family or even a stranger, or even someone close to you, it comes from you evolving as a human being. Once you imagine it like this, okay? When you're younger, you are in a shelter. Very literally. You're in a warm shelter and this is your shield. This is how you've grown up. So naturally, when you grow out of that shield, people are going to start viewing you differently because you're not in that mold anymore. You're starting to become independent. Sometimes this threatens what you always quote unquote used to have. And sometimes people just find it hard to adapt. And in all honesty, to the person who also mentioned this topic, they mentioned that they used to speak to one of their siblings all the time. So it's interesting because they have a friend and a sibling who they used to speak to and suddenly became strangers. And they used to confide in everything. Life happened, so many things happened, and sometimes they blame themselves and think, is it me or blah blah. When I was thinking about making a video about this, I was like, whoa, but I can't turn down a follower request. I really can't, unless it is something that's like you're on medication or something and you have some kind of condition, etc. Respectfully, I don't really like, I just don't, I don't. Sorry. If I haven't made that clear, I don't speak about topics like that. It's not within my specialty and I speak my mind. I'm not an actual professional yapper, but not someone who quote unquote knows what she's doing with these kind of scenarios. So when you have people who are cheering for you, it's amazing. But when people don't cheer for you, you're here for you. And by you growing distant from people, this can stem from many reasons. Sometimes life exposes us to bad people. We lose sight of those around us. Sometimes the people around us lose sight of us because of the people around them. So there's always going to be a two-way fault. Whether it's the sibling here or whether it's you, it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about understanding both lens. And it's important to acknowledge that when you change as a person, this is what happens. You can feel like a stranger because even if you're someone's sibling, you're no longer dependent on someone. You're thinking for yourself. And sometimes people view this as a threat because you're changing. It's like, are you still my sibling anymore? Are you still my friend anymore? And that's where people feel scared. That's why with some of my friends where I chilled, and that's why I say overlapping, when I had a goal, they couldn't support me because they didn't see the same views as I did. I outgrew that. That doesn't mean I'm better than them. That just means that, okay, we don't have the same goals. We're not in alignment. That's it. I can't entertain that. And that's how I often like to see things. So with family and with environmental based people and stuff, guardians, it's not easy because you can't just be like, okay, I'm not gonna F with this energy and therefore I'm out. Look, it's not that easy. These are people you practically live with or people you live around, etc. So this is where you have to realize it doesn't matter if you're part of someone's bloodline or if you're related or blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you are you and no one is you. Even if someone gave birth to you, they don't know who you are besides you because they haven't been through the things you've been through. Even if someone was with you since you were born, like a sibling or maybe a guardian or a really close childhood friend, once again, no one has been through life the way you have. And you haven't been through what they have. So you can't speak on behalf of yourself with someone else's perspective. It makes no sense. It's pretty baseless. And likewise, with someone else's life, you don't know what they're going through. So you just have to respect that. There are some things you don't know and that's okay. And nosy little me used to think I had to know everything just so I can be close to people. But I don't. I just need to know if they're okay, and yeah, that's the thing. So in relation to someone close to you becoming a stranger, that's deep stuff, genuinely, but it's part of growing as well. And I anticipate the person who did tell me this is at least in their late teens or something. I'm just guessing, because it sounds like they were trying to be independent. And I really don't want to give advice to anyone who is underage. That's not how I roll. And respectfully, I just want people to be mature enough to, just listen to me, I guess. I don't know. I don't really consider, I do consider things, don't get me wrong. It's just, I'm so mindful about who watches me as well. Kids should not be watching a woman rant about life and stuff. Please enjoy your childhood, and I really hope that you make the most out of everything. Whatever, before I go too out of context, I'm trying to do something, but I can't find it. Where's the archery ability? What the fudge? Where's my archery ability? Oh, no thanks. I'm bad basic. I need to increase my bow energy, bro. Whoa. How can I be this slow at this game? Whatevs. I already have the main archery ability. Okay. Please tell me this is the one with the bow energy. Please. No! This sucks. This freaking sucks, guys. Yay. Okay, whatever. But yeah, that's the thing. No matter who's in your life, no one is you. It is so point blank obvious, but people don't acknowledge it. Okay, fine. This person raised me. Okay, fine. This person, understands me to an extent, but they aren't me. Just bluntly, you're not me. You haven't been through life like I have. I haven't been through what you have. But even so, no one is another person. You get me? So why are we continuously acting like people owe us understanding? No one will get us. This happens with friendships as well. And this still relates to the main topic about being strangers. Because that's the thing. In a way, we all kind of are strangers to each other's pain, to each other's experiences. And I think it's really important to fathom this. Right, let me see if it has made a difference to anything. Yay, I got more bow energy. Now I can fly. I cannot tell you how much I waited for this. I was stuck at 4 this entire time, and I didn't realize I could increase it with the Heart of Infinity. Whatevs. Okay. But seriously, that's what I have to say about both topics. I told you, I'm just a yapper. But above all, you gotta do something that you have to do, okay? Like, if you feel like you're far away from your sibling, a parent, or whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do as son, daughter, etc. And they gotta do what they have to do as the respective role. And that's what people should get as well. So, don't be a stranger, I guess. I can't speak on behalf of family as much, sorry. It's a very touchy subject, and I don't want to trigger anything that bad. With friendships, it's something you can at least walk away from, but a lot of the times. But with family, it's such a tight subject, so I can't mention too much on this. And I'm not here to give anyone advice to say, oh, hey, you should just move away. No, it's not like that. But from what I can say is that no matter how close you are to someone or how close they are, it doesn't define anything. Like, okay, you think I'm this way? Oh, you think I'm this way because you were around me since I was little, blah, blah, but you weren't there with me. That's the difference. You can only have hints of what people are like. You can say, oh, I know what this person will say, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's by instinct, you know, oh yeah, they're my brother, they're my sister, I know what they're going to say. But other times, do you really know? And will you be surprised when you find out that, okay, I had no idea, and that's completely fine. Because people act like they should know everything at times. But it's fine to know nothing. Not be dumb, but it's fine to not know everything about people. And that's part of life. There are certain things that only the individual knows. There are people who know about me, and I know about some people. But there's always going to be something deep inside all of us that we just keep between us and God. That's how I see it. Let me collect some stuff. But yeah, I hope this video actually does make sense. I have not made videos in days. As for an animated story time, well, we'll see how that goes. I do have another topic in mind, but it's just the excessive drawing for me. I don't know. We just do stuff, I guess. So I'll see how that goes. And I don't want to put any false expectations on anyone. If I can't do something, I genuinely can't do it. And I don't want anyone to expect something from me I can't meet. So I'm telling you in advance. But yeah, it's I don't know if this kind of video is appealing, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, commentary. I've done so many of these, more than 100. Like, what the heck? But I would have thought that this video would have been better if I was perhaps more vulnerable. Of course, you can't force that. That's me genuinely being vulnerable. But because I feel a bit light today, I made this video. I wanted to do it a while ago, but I was out for some days, and it's always the worst feeling when I have the best topic, best potential mood to describe something, and then I'm just away from my PC and my editing software and stuff. It's great, isn't it? Because I'm just thinking, wow, of all the times when I'm practically glued to this thing, I'm away from it. But yeah, I hope this does help. And to the person who commented about the topic, I am so sorry. This is the most I can do as someone online. I cannot speak about personal connections, but that's how I see it, at least. I know what it's like to have close people underestimate you and stuff. And even when strangers treat you nicer than some people who are close, it's a pain. But at the same time, you know you. And you can handle yourself, and surround yourself with good influences. Maximize those opportunities. Maybe if you have a friend you want to chill with, just make more excuses. That's it, I guess. Don't do anything reckless. Don't just run away. Don't do dumb things. Please, guys, be rational with everything you do. That's something I want to encourage. If there's like one thing I can encourage from all of my videos, I don't know if I've said this before, probably not, or maybe I changed it, who freaking knows, because sometimes I'm unpredictable, but please always be rational whenever you make decisions. Whenever you are thinking about anything, be rational. Even if you feel low and you're thinking, oh, that's it, be rational. Remember, some thoughts that you have are not even yours. So always decide rationally, and that usually leads to a better outcome than what you plan internally, etc. Before I go too off topic, because it's just crazy stuff, I just want to say that thank you to anyone who's supporting me. And if my channel is something that you find helpful, kindly support my Ko-fi page as well. And I have merch in my description. So that would be another way to support me. And of course, if you want Suzu to be a part of your daily lives physically as well, there are so many different reviews I've been getting. You guys can see my posts where I talk about them. It seems like you guys have been loving it, and I'm very happy to hear about that. So yeah, I'll see you guys in potentially another video. Unpredictable schedule, by the way. See you.